Do a quick review on this bike. This is a 2024 Street Glide. It does have the tour pack on it. We rented it from Eagle Rider out here in close to San Francisco, and because we came out here for a conference in California here, so I wanted to rent a bike, and I had originally asked for a Road Glide, and yeah, so they weren't able to have the Road Glide ready because the guy before me had a slight mishap. So they didn't tell me exactly what happened, but at any rate, they said that we weren't able to have that bike ready. Are you okay with a Street Glide with the tour pack? I said, as long as it has a tour pack, because we have our luggage for a couple of days that we have with us. Pros and cons. Some of you that are familiar with these bikes know all of the changes that they made. They made a lot of them. And probably one of the biggest things is the screen and fairing, front fairing. Side bags, you know, the side panniers, they did change that, and they went with the 117 motor. It's still the M8, so they made a couple of pretty cool changes. One of the things with this bike that I do not like at all is this windshield, and that's strictly personal preference because this screen is too tall for me. I'm only 5'9". If you're 6 feet or 6'4", 6'2", 6'1", you know, this might be the right height for you. For me, it's not. I'm looking through it, and I hate looking through windshields, but that's just me. Some of you might like that. I know some people, you know, that's what they prefer. I don't. It does a good job of kicking the wind up over my head, but it does not. I'm looking through it, and I don't like that. Everything else with the bike, I'm surprised at how well it handles the twisties out here. It really handles nice. Power, I mean, there's plenty of power there. Obviously, a lot of us, we love to take these bikes and we're like, yeah, it's just not enough. You know, we want to juice them up a little bit more. You can easily do it with these bikes, with these motors, with the M8. Likes and dislikes, one of the first things I would probably do, and this is pretty much any of these motorcycles, I don't care for the exhaust, the slip-ons there. I would put slip-ons on for two reasons. One, I don't like the sound of these. And the other thing is, I don't care for the looks of them. But again, that's just me. I know a lot of people that leave them this way. This bike does have 25,000 miles on it, so it's been around. It's a 24 with 25,000 miles, so it has Virginia plates, you know, so I'm guessing somebody rented it on the East Coast and then rode it to the West Coast and dropped it off, and that's, you know, because they get around. It's a rental. But I like the Chrome Works does a nice job, and I like the looks of that pipe better, but that's me. You can get on this bike and go cross country with it, you know, right away. It's as far as comfort and everything. They do have a different seat on this. I'm not that worried about seats usually, because for me, I would put, one of the first things I would do is I'd do the exhaust and bars. I like higher bars. I'm accustomed to the higher bars, and that's how I feel more comfortable. These are stock, but again, some guys like the stock. Leave it stock. It doesn't matter. For me, I'd want to do higher bars. That, and I would definitely put some highway pegs on here, on that engine guard, because that way, the seat to me isn't as important as being able to change my seating position when I'm doing long rides. When I'm out doing long rides, I like to be able to stretch out my legs. I like to be able to change the position of where my legs are, so that when I do that, it changes the pressure points on my butt, where I'm sitting on the seat. So this does have a different seat, upgraded seat, and I don't have any problems with it. But I'm not doing 800-900 mile days on this bike. We're not going to be doing that out here on this trip. So, but I would definitely add some highway pegs. The exhaust, the bars, those are some of the first things I'd change. You don't have to. I would change all of that. That's the beauty of these bikes. You can make them, you can personalize them. You know, build them to the way you want them. You could get on this bike, like I said earlier, and just get on it and go do a long trip if you want. I'd want to change a couple of things. Another thing is the suspension. I have the Legend suspension on my Street Glide, and I love Legend suspension. It made a major difference. Now, I did the front and the rear on that, and it made a big difference. So I would probably put that on the list to do sometime. Another thing, this still has the stock speakers, which again, they do fine, but they're not, you know, if you want to cruise down the road and have everybody else listen, you know, the whole world hear your music, you definitely want to upgrade that. But Jennifer's been on the back here with me for, we probably did 300 miles with her on it. I did a bunch of miles. I did some miles yesterday, but she's been comfortable. She likes the comfort of it. So, you know, overall, how do I like the bike? Would I purchase one? If I was looking for a new bike, it'd definitely be in the running. Not saying that this would be the one that I would get, but it would definitely be on the list. The Road Glide, those of you that are familiar with the differences, you know, basically that has the fixed fairing and the handlebars are separate. They have a very different feel when you're riding them. Basically, they're the same bike except for the fairing, and the bars are a little bit different, you know, the way they mount and all of that. So, but at any rate, overall, love the bike. We're having a lot of fun out here in California, and we are, right now, we're here at Turtle Rock Cafe. This place is great. I love places like this. Here. You know, not that big, but it's the grocery store, the liquor store, has a bar in there, and it has a little cafe. And if you ever get out this way, the best freaking egg rolls. My goodness, we were told that's what we need to try. So we did. They were excellent. So there's just a brief review on the bike. Over and out.